Hello all, Mike Logan from AskMikeTheCounselor2.com. Want to talk briefly today. I'm getting ready to go into my domestic violence group. How's my hair? Okay, marriage counseling questions. Probably the most researched or most asked about keyword term for AskMikeTheCounselor2.com. So I'm guessing that folks who are searching for that or getting ready to go into marriage counseling perhaps, and they are wondering, what kind of questions do I ask a therapist who is going to be working with my husband and I? Maybe what kind of questions can I ask, can I ask or can I expect the therapist to ask of me? And the best information that I can give you about that, of course, as a consumer, you want to check credentials, you want to make sure that your insurance plan is covered, you want to cover the payment plans, ask about their expertise, their experience, philosophical model. I personally like to follow the John Gottman program. The Art and the Science of Love. I weave that into my domestic violence program because it's a model that creates a relationship where folks in the relationship can offer each other choice. Of course, you're clear that domestic violence is about power and control, my way or the highway, and that can be backed up by violence. I like Gottman's work because he says, we have to routinely remind ourselves of positive emotions. I have to continue to think about what it is that I like in my partner and remind myself of that rather than what it is that I would prefer she change. Okay? I know exactly how my wife should change so that I'll be happy 100% of the time. Well, actually, that's impossible. And she has some things about me I'm sure that she would like for me to change. But if I'm keeping in my head my thoughts about what it is that she brings to the table that's really a blessing to me, really a gift to me, her playfulness, her affectionate nature. Those things are huge gifts to me and add to the quality of my life immensely. And of course, when I'm upset about the late power bill or whatever it might be, I totally forget about her gifts. I, at that moment, need to remind myself. So the question for me, marriage counseling question, is how often am I going to remind myself of my partner's gifts that she brings to the table for me in our relationship? And when I do that, or I do something like heart math, heart rate variability biofeedback, I keep the inside of my body feeling content. And then we are able to sit down literally and get on the same heartbeat, if you want to get that specific about doing heart math, and we are able to discuss options for today's parenting, today's sex, today's budgeting, how we're going to how we are going to allocate time for play and fun and that kind of thing. So some of those issues need to be discussed routinely, and that's they're never resolved. You just come to some sense. For example, parenting. What worked with my 5-year-old yesterday won't work with her tomorrow because she's another day older and has another day's experience. Okay, so parenting needs to be talked about and adjusted and planned continually, as does budgeting, as does time for our relationship, as does time for spiritual work. Okay, those are the questions that I think are important in marriage counseling questions. Thank you so much. Mike Logan, AskMikeTheCounselor2.com.